Hi everyone, Josh and Joe from PH Tennis. We're here today to talk to you about our top 5 strings. So we're looking for our top 5 strings across a range of categories. Durability, obviously power, comfort, spin, as well as some string tension, how well they hold the tension, and their value, how expensive they are versus the benefits they get. So we've kind of taken all that into account to come up with our top 5.
In at number 5,
we have the iconic Babolat RPM Blast. Now this is a great string for a number of reasons. One of them is the ability to create so much spin, and that's kind of what it's known as. It's a real spin machine. It obviously goes hand in hand with Rafa's racket, the Aero, the Pure Aero, or the new Pure Aero Rafa, and those two combined can really give you massive amounts of topspin.
the RPM Blast is a hexagonal string, and it's that hexagonal shape that gives more friction on the ball and therefore more spin.
There we go. In at number 5, RPM Blast. Now, sticking with the polyester strings for now, in at number 4 is our entry from Wilson / Luxolon, but it is a Luxolon string, and that is Alu Power. So Alu Power, there's obviously lots of varieties of Alu Power. You've got Alu Power Rough, and you've got different gauges. Speaking of gauges, for all these tests we did, they're all 1.25 mil, which is a 17 gauge, unless we specify that it was slightly different, which we may do a bit later. So Alu Power 1.25, obviously you can get the rough version as well, and similar to the RPM Blast, you do get lots of spin from it.
You do. I think the key thing for me with the Alu Power is its durability. Incredibly durable. So players that are hitting lots and lots of heavy spin, hitting the ball really hard, the Alu Power is far less likely to break than most. Really, really durable string.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. Power and durability, it's there. Yeah, and coupled with that durability, a really great option for those people who do break strings, so need to go with the polyester option. It's a good one to go for. Number 3, I believe this is your string.
I changed between the two, and that is the Yonex Polytour Pro. Again at 125, a really good all-round string. A little bit more feel, I would say, than the Alu Power Rough, but still pretty durable. It's going to give you some spin, but it really, I would classify it as a sort of all-round good string.
For sure. So interestingly as well, when you start coupling these strings with their rackets, it kind of makes more sense. So if you put the Polytour Pro string either actually in the E zone or the V core, but I think particularly the V core, which is a great all-round racket as well, slightly leaning towards more spin creation, but a great all-rounder. The string really fits that as well. It's definitely an all-rounder. It's definitely quite soft feeling, and yeah, we really like it. It's one of our most popular strings in here. A lot of people have moved from RPM Blast to this over time, and often people, similar with the Yonex rackets, kind of once you start using Yonex products, you tend to stick with them.
Yeah, and in terms of movement, I was always Polytour Pro. I've now moved to our number 1 string.
Top secret. And there we go.
Stay tuned to find out more.
In at number 2, we have Wilson's NXT Soft. Now this is the first multi-filament string in our ranking, whereas all the others have obviously been monofilament so far. And like with all multi-filaments, it's so comfortable, super powerful, and generally a pleasure to play with.
Yeah, lots of vibration dampening just naturally through the string, so very kind on your arm. Very nice to play with, loads and loads of feel. What's the downside, Josh?
Well, the downside of all multi-filaments is obviously a bit of the durability. They fray away a little bit quicker, well, much quicker than a polyester string, so you lose some of that durability, and you also don't get the same amount of bite and spin that you're going to get from some of the earlier strings that we've mentioned. The reason why we've gone NXT Soft over kind of some of the other traditional ones, you've got like a Babolat XL, you've got Wilson Sensation. We think the NXT Soft is that extra bit softer, so even more comfortable. Even if it loses a little bit of durability against those other two, it's a really, really nice string to use. One of the closest to a proper natural gut, which is obviously the pinnacle of tennis string.
If you can afford it.
If you can afford it, we can't. Before we get to number 1, these are the strings that just missed out, that we were on the fence on whether they deserve to get in, and we've got some reasons why they did or why they didn't. So number one, a string that's become really popular in the last year. We're not completely sold on it yet, which is Solinko's Hyper G.
Too much hype. Get out of our top 5.
There's a lot of hype, and it is a great string. Definitely a control string, but we feel like it goes dead quite quickly. And especially for club players who aren't necessarily high level, as they're using it a lot, they don't know when it's gone dead. So they actually lose some of the kind of playing benefits of it, and they don't realise they keep using it. It doesn't hold that kind of elasticity for that long. And as a polyester string, that's a bit of a problem.
If you're playing a lot and you're very in tune with your racket and you understand what that means, then it's fine. You can feel it go dead quite easily. It's just a case of then recognising that, cutting them out, getting new strings in.
Yeah, but definitely a control and spin string. It's not going to give you much power. You just got to really watch for it for when it goes dead. So that's why it didn't quite make our top 5.
The next one, our honourable mentions, is Technofiber Red Code.
Again, this one's on here for a key reason, that's value. For the price point that it is, for the benefits it gives you, it's a nice soft feeling polyester string, gives you good amounts of power, good amounts of feel, good amounts of control, good amounts of durability, and it's not at a crazy price. So that's why Red Code is an honourable mention, but it isn't in the top 5. Our next honourable mention is the only fusion string that we have, which is a multi-filament and a polyester together, which is Technofiber's Triax. Now this is great because you get some of the benefits of both. You get the power and the comfort and the control from the monofilament, and you get the spin and durability from the polyester. However, when we play tested it, whilst it felt amazing, the durability wasn't there. It didn't come through the same way that it maybe should have, given that it had that kind of polyester fusion in it. So a really nice string, but on the durability side, let it down, didn't make the top 5. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. I certainly have. In at number 1, we have a string. I'm not going to give it away, yeah?
Alright.
I'm giving it some preamble.
Okay.
It's all for effect. In at number 1, we have a string, obviously a tennis string. It's polyester, but it is so soft. So it's the softest polyester that we use. I use it. You now use it after I introduced you to it. Many of our customers, when we've talked about it and suggested they try it once, have stuck with it and love it. Great power, great feel, and kind of an underrated benefit is its string tension maintenance. It holds its tension really, really well, and with polyester strings that can be an issue where the tension loss is quite quick.
Yeah. Fantastic dwell time. Really feels like
Joe loves this dwell time.
Really feels like the ball is on the strings for longer than with other poly strings. Much like you get with something natural, the ball feels like it's on the strings for longer, giving you more control and better feel and better touch.
There's one downside to this string, and that's the colour. Only available in one colour, which is gold. And as you can see, the string is Luxolon's 4G Soft. So there you have it. Our number 1 string, Luxolon 4G Soft. We've given you our top 5. We've given you some pretty good honourable mentions. Let us know in the comments if you agree. I'm sure you won't. Let us know if you think there's strings that we've missed out completely that we should have mentioned. There may be some strings we've never used. We're only 2 lonely tennis coaches here in North London. Maybe there's more strings that we have our eyes wide open to.
Cheers, Josh.
You're welcome.
Let's get stringing.
Catch you soon. Do you want to be Ant or Deck?
Which is the tall one? Ant.
Neither of them at all.
Aren't they? Deck tiny though. Deck's like Sean size.
Sean size. In at number 1.